Let me ask you a question. What's the strangest thing you've ever hooked while fly fishing? I don't necessarily mean caught, I mean hooked. Because if you're like me and you've fished long enough, you already know. The river doesn't always give you what you're looking for. We've all had it happen. You make that perfect cast, drag-free drift. All of a sudden your line moves, you set the hook, and suddenly you're fighting what feels like the fish of a lifetime. You feel the head shakes, solid weight, no give. And then you land a perfectly seasoned, river-aged stick. It's the most common species in any river. A few years back, I was fly fishing near Logan, Utah. It was midsummer, right at dusk. You know that time of day when you can't decide, are you better off with your sunglasses on or taking them off? Fish were rising. Everything felt right. Then I noticed something was off with my cast. It just wasn't laying out right, and I could hear a whistling as it drove by my ear. It was obvious something had snagged the fly. I figured I must have clipped one of the trees behind me, possibly picked up a leaf or a twig, so I stripped my line in, and in that low light, I grabbed the clump stuck to my fly. I brought it up close to my face, and that's when the leaf started moving. I threw it out of my hand and jumped back without even knowing what I'd grabbed. Well, after my heart came back down, and I'm really hoping no one had heard me scream, I picked the line up and looked closer. It was a bat. Somehow it had swooped in and thought my fly was the real thing and gotten hooked. Using my shirt and a pair of forceps, I was able to get the hook out and let the little guy go. That experience, however, has stuck with me. Not because it was scary, but because it was something totally out of the ordinary. As I look back on my 40+ years of fly fishing, it's experiences like this one that I enjoy the most. Another time, I was fishing a calm stretch of river. I was stripping my own fly in slowly when I felt a solid tug. I set the hook and immediately knew this was the fish of a lifetime. It was screaming drag. It was unstoppable. I tried to tighten the drag as much as I dared. It didn't matter. Then all of a sudden I heard a loud slap on the water, a massive splash, and that's when I realized I'd accidentally hooked a beaver. It kept pulling line as it swam upstream and across to the opposite side, completely unfazed by the situation. I cupped the edge of the spool and applied pressure. The line tightened, began to stretch, and then snap back towards me, slack at my feet. When I reeled everything in, the only evidence left was a small tuft of beaver fur stuck on my fly. Moments like that are why I love fly fishing. I have countless pictures of large trout with my Cheshire cat grin. Most of them I can't even remember the where or when about them. I've never forgotten, however, my experience with the bat and the beaver. That's one of the things that I love about fly fishing. Every once in a while, the river lets us take home a memorable story. So now I'm curious, what's the strangest thing you've ever hooked while fishing? Not the fish you landed, the thing you weren't expecting. Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Thanks for joining me. If you like this story, that's what RiverTales is all about. An opportunity to share stories with each other and just enjoy fly fishing and the experience that comes with it.